start of this race. Right now, he coming out of the car. Let him hear it. It's Jackie Dalton in victory lane. Jody Tillman on the point for the A Modified A main. To his outside, it'll be James Thompson in car 11. Jerry Langton in car number 35. Phil Harris back in car number 11. And in car number 16, that's Robert Baltzell. Robert Baltzell out of Springfield, Missouri, and Roberts drove on the pavement, drove in the B Modifieds. Good to see him out here in this A Modified. Here we go, coming off 4. Jody Tillman bringing him in. Tillman going to the top of the speedway, also is James Thompson. Thompson now dives it down to the bottom. Here comes Jerry Langton. They'll go off turn number 4 side by side. Tillman by half a car lead. Jody Tillman running up on the rim as James Thompson is right up there close to him. How about switching over this time? Tillman goes to the bottom. James Thompson up top. James Thompson still staying on that top side. Tillman locking it down on the hub. Coming off turn number 4. Good battle for the lead. Jerry Langton back there a little bit high up on the racetrack. He'll lose some ground. He'll get back on it. But right now, this battle for the lead still side by side. Tillman, and this time it's James Thompson.
James Thompson in the 11T sticking to the outside of the racetrack. Jody Tillman down to the bottom. And it looks like Jody Tillman was going to fall back in line, but he's still working the very bottom side of the racetrack. But right now, James Thompson has got it working on the outside in the 11T. He is your race leader.
Jerry Langton, big move down in turns 3 and 4. Cannot make it stick. Big slide job, just could not make it stick, and now he'll go back to 3rd. Tillman still up in that number 2 position, but James Thompson really hooking that 11 car up on the top side of the speedway. Battle
for second between Jody Tillman and Jerry Langton in the 35, still very much alive, but the lead is pretty well secured right now with James Thompson in the 11T as he is checked out.
James Thompson carrying the Hayden Machinery colors on the side of that 11 car, hooking it up right now a half a straightaway out in front of Jody Tillman. Trouble for Jerry Langton off the top of the speedway. Caution is going to be out.
Jerry Langton and Jody Tillman racing for position over there in turns 1 and 2. They make contact. Jerry Langton in the 35, unfortunately, suffers the worst end of that. Looked like
tough break for Jerry Langton, one of our weekly runners in that 35 machine.
Made some pretty hard contact with those freeway dividers up there. I mean, that looked like it was a nice little lick on the wall, so there might be some damage to that 35 machine.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it looked like he might be okay, but you could see when that car made contact with that concrete, it really jolted him pretty good. So you hate that for Jerry Langton, but looks like. And we'll see. I thought he was going to go on the wrecker, and we'll see if that is, in fact, the case. Talked about Robert Baltzell a little bit earlier, and followed Robert around the racing circuit a little bit for several years, and he drove one of these hot rod modifieds on the pavement for several years. And he's raced in just several cars, to tell you the truth, and he likes racing, man, and that's great.
I believe he also drove up at the Bolivar Speedway. And we have some fond memories of that old racetrack up there, and Robert Baltzell is one of the guys we remember driving up there back in its heyday, back when the pavement track was big and it was packed. He was one of them.
Yeah, he was one of those guys that was a weekly runner and really made a lot of improvements. It got started in the racing business and just continued to get stronger and stronger. And yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Jerry Langton headed back to the pit area. Man, I hate to see that. Jerry, one of our weekly runners here, and great competitor, and just hate to see somebody having trouble. And looks like it's actually the front of the race car that's suffered the damage. So hopefully he can get some help back there with some of the other drivers and get that 35 car back to running again.
Looks like it's not going to be tonight, though. That car does have some significant damage to it, and that likely will come to light even more as they get back to the pits and start checking it out. And then there were four cars left to finish out this feature event that was originally scheduled for last week. And the lights off around the speedway, green flag up in the air. We're going to get this thing started once again. And we'll see if James Thompson in the 11-team machine can close this thing out. Jody Tillman's going to be right there on his back bumper in the 85 car. And he's going to see if he can dethrone the Thompson machine from the top spot. Nice and easy down the back stretch they go. Looking down into turns 3 and 4, waiting on that green flag. And there it is, and they're back going once again. James Thompson and Jody Tillman start off side by side. Thompson pulls out with the lead down the backstretch, staring down the white flag. One more lap to go. James Thompson, the 11T, but here comes Jody Tillman. He makes a big move down to the inside. Can't make it stick. One last shot, turns 3 and 4. Who's it gonna be? Checker flag coming out, and it's gonna be James Thompson in the 11T, taking the checkered flag in the Budweiser A Modified race. Feature number 1 on the night. All right, I do believe that puts a conclusion on the features being made up from last week as the Pepsi-Cola Pure Stocks roll out onto the racetrack for heat race number 1. Dusty Sanderson in the 4DP machine, Danny Vasquez in the number 7, Christopher Sawyer in the 12, Richard Sparks in the 14, Tyrell Jones in the 30.